Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and if new, welcome to my channel. But this is my review for Mortal Kombat 2021. Now, this movie is directed by Simon McCoy, which is actually his directorial debut, and stars actors such as Louis Tan from shows like Into the Badlands, and Joe Taslim from movies such as The Swordsman, The Night Comes for Us, and also one of my personal favorites, The Raid, and Hiroyuki Sanada from a long list of great movies. Now, a little bit of background with me before I get into this review. For me, the first Mortal Kombat game I ever played was the Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. And I absolutely love that game. Yes, I know with the controversy and how it doesn't stay true to Mortal Kombat, but given the fact that DC Comics is my favorite set of characters and storylines, it was a match made in heaven for me personally. So, when I found out about this movie, I wasn't as versed in Mortal Kombat lore as I would have liked to. So what I did was I went on a binge and watched hours upon hours of Mortal Kombat lore and background information on characters and the overarching story just for the whole entire Mortal Kombat franchise, from Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 to Deadly Alliance and Deception and the 2D era and the reboot and MK10 and MK11, which I also purchased and played, and they're so fun. If you have a system, you should play MK11 and 10 or whatever Mortal Kombat game you want to. They're super fun. So this is just giving you a little bit of background of how I'm going into this movie, where I have now a headcanon of a lot of Mortal Kombat lore where I can fill in the holes and, oh, okay, I know what they're trying to do there. So, I'm going to first start off with the good, and then I'm going to get into the bad. And not necessarily bad for a movie like this. It didn't take away from my enjoyment, but nitpicks and things didn't really care for. So, the main thing and the number one thing that I really liked about this movie is they really took advantage of the R rating. They went full throttle with the gore and blood and what we came for, the fatalities. The fatalities in this movie is, number one, accurate, and number two, amazing and gut-wrenchingly gory. I loved how this movie looked when it came to the fatalities and the blood and the maturity of it, because Mortal Kombat is a very R-rated, gruesome franchise, and they stayed true to that. Speaking of staying true, another aspect I liked about this movie is the fact that it stayed true to the essence of these characters. And also, I do also like very accurate costumes of characters such as these. It's a big thing for me when it comes to comic book characters and video game characters and whatnot, to really capture and try to be accurate as possible when it comes to their costume. You know, to let people see these characters and how they really look, or people who already know how they look kind of get that burst of nostalgia, like, oh, their costume looks like this version or that. So that's really a love of mine when a filmmaker can really make the characters look like their counterparts or what they're based off of. So that was another aspect of the movie that I really liked. Another one that aspect that I really liked was it was action packed from start to finish. They give you what you paid for. This is a action movie, and it goes by really quick. Actually, like, you look up and the movie's over. It is really fast paced. It is really action packed, and I really love the aspects. Aspect of the action that I didn't like, I'll get to later on, but overall, those things are what I really enjoyed about this movie. Now, some of the aspects that I didn't really like are, number one, the story. If you're coming into this movie looking for story, I don't know what to tell you. It's very thin. It's the bare minimum of they gotta get all their warriors together to fight in this tournament, which is from the games, since I already knew, so it didn't really bother me that much. But for others coming into this movie very casual, might not know what's going on. So story-wise, it's very thin and much to be desired, but not really taken away from my enjoyment. Another thing is certain characters were very much underutilized. Characters such as, for me personally, Scorpion, Cabal, and even somewhat Liu Kang were underused for what they could have brought to the movie. So just on a personal level, like, I felt like those characters could have been given a little bit more screen time, because when they are on screen, especially Scorpion and like Kung Lao, they are amazing. So I just wish they would have gave them a little bit more screen time. But hey, sequels, trying to make it a franchise, possibly could come in for another one. Now, the biggest gripe I have with this movie, and the biggest issue I have that kind of irritates me, is the editing and how they chose to shoot these fight scenes. Is it a great action movie? Yes. But it is so much left on the table when it comes to the choreography and the actors that they cast. They casted actors who can pull this choreography in one takes and wide shots, and so you can really feel the action and really see it pop off the screen. And how they edited it just really didn't do justice to how good these actors are. I'll say it again, movies like The Raid and The Night Comes For Us, where these actors come from, they could pull the stunts and the fights off really well if you didn't edit it down and chop it, make it so choppy. So that's probably my biggest gripe with the movie. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I came in it to want to see fatalities, gore, blood, action, and I got that. And it stayed true to the characters. So overall, I really enjoyed this. Now, rating this movie, like I did before, out of 4 stars, I would probably give this movie a 3 out of 4 stars. So again, I really enjoyed this movie. And if you have HBO Max, if you still have it, or if it's still in theaters, you should definitely go out and see it. Now, please hit that like button, subscribe, comment below. Truly comment below. Let me know what's your favorite Mortal Kombat character. Let me know how long you've been playing the games. Have you been playing it since the 90s? Or did you just recently get into it? Or is this your first introduction into Mortal Kombat? Whatever it is, let me know below. And like always, I'll see you next time.